Nice way to start the stream, blowing my nose. Okay, are we up here? Let's see. Wi-Fi seems to be okay. Streaming software shows green. CPU running all right. I think we're up. Good morning, gang. You can see where we're at today. Not continuing from yesterday's stream. It's continually firefighting. The printers are busy. Kubota-san sent me a note last night, and who else? Kanai-san. She finished up her last print. The printers are flooding their requests in. I have to do some more sizing this morning. So what I'll do is, I've backed up a step. I did sizing like this a couple of days ago. So in order not to make it exactly the same content and exactly the same stream, what I'll do today is, I haven't yet made the soup, the Nikawa, the glue mixture. So because of David blowing his nose on stream, right? Yeah, it's going to become famous. So I've backed up. I haven't made the extract yet that goes in the hotel warmer here. It's over on the stove. So we'll see that this morning. But because of the extra time taken to do that part of it, I won't be able to get through to the end of the sizing today on the stream time. There's a party at 10 o'clock that I have to host. So what we'll do is we'll do what we can do. We'll show the cooking of the Nikawa mixture, warming up the Nikawa mixture, doing all the components, the Nikawa and the alum. I'll bring it over here, I'll pour it into the hotel warmer. I'll have to wait a few minutes till it gets to the right temperature. We'll kill time by doing something. Then I will I'll be cutting the paper while that's happening. Then we'll start sizing, and maybe I'll have time to do one face or maybe two faces. I won't have time to take it all the way and hang it up at the other side. Anyway, let's get started. I can't move the camera here around too much, so for the next few minutes while I'm over there cooking this, I won't be able to see the computer and see the stream. And what I should probably do is I should probably move the microphone halfway over there so it can pick up my voice. So I'll do that. I'll clip the microphone halfway over, and then you guys are on your own while I go over there to cook up the Nikawa glue. Behave yourselves. Okay. Are we honest? You can see my body's going to block some of this. Okay. What we're making is two liters today. 2 liters of this mix. And what I did was 1 liter of water went into the bucket here last night. 1 liter. And I put in to pre-soak the Nikawa glue. The mix today is going to be 44 grams per liter. 44 grams of Nikawa glue per liter. So I put 1 liter of water in there, and I put 88 grams of glue in there. In other words, 1 liter of water, half of the water, and the full amount of Nikawa, just to soak and set. It's now soft and gooey. If I was just starting from zero, it doesn't cook up. It needs more time to settle and soak. So the Nikawa glue has been soaking overnight in half the quantity of water. So now this morning I have to put in 1 more liter of water and the other ingredients. And the way we're going to do it is this. We have a filtration system on our tap here. So this is tap water, but it's filtered tap water. And here's another 50 or 500 cc's. So we now have 1.5 liters of water. And the other half liter I'm going to keep separate. In a separate pan, the other half liter. And I'm going to boil it. And I also start heating Okay, so we've got our full 2 liters of water now. 1.5 liters is in here with all the glue, and it's now going to start simmering. I've put a low heat under the glue mix. I've put a high heat under the 1/4 of the water, and that's going to dissolve the alum, which I now need to weigh up. The alum is 15% weight as opposed to the Nikawa. So 88 grams of Nikawa glue is going to give me 15% of that. I think if I remember correctly, it's 13.3, 4, 5. I don't know if we can see it well. Let me get close enough. It's where am I here, the camera? The little crystals. This is not what they call yaki myoban. This is not the powdered myoban. I'm using the Japanese word. It's alum. This is crystallized. It's not the powdered alum. That doesn't seem to work for us. I don't quite know why. Even while I was doing that, the glue now is already totally dissolved. I can't see it anymore. We just have a clear brownish liquid. And if I put the alum in here right now, it would just take too long to dissolve. So I'm going to use the boiling water to quickly dissolve this stuff, then blend them together. Sit for a while, and it goes over to the hotel warmer. Hotel warmer, whatever that thing's called. Also, I'm not sure if it's worth mentioning, we have a pot with a very, very thick, heavy, I think it's a copper bottom pot. It was quite expensive actually. Because I've got the glue mixture directly on the heat, we don't want to burn any of it. So the bottom of the pot is very, very heavy. Okay, that one's boiling, so click it off. Stir in the alum bit by bit. If you dump it in all at once, it just sticks to the bottom of the pot. So. And it's dissolving almost as soon as it hits the water. Can you see this? I don't know, whatever. It's just crystals going into water. There's nothing really special. Okay. Right-handed, left-handed, where am I? And in it goes. So that's our mix. This is now 2 liters of water with a total of 88 grams of glue and 13 point something grams of alum. And this is the part now where we've had different advice from different people who know something about this. The question of how high to bring this temperature. When we're applying this thing in a few minutes, it's going to be 60 degrees or so. But here, how far do we need to bring up the temperature to cook it? And we've had people tell us both. Bring it up to boiling point, almost boiling point, to make sure you kill any mold or whatever that might be in there. And I think that would weaken it too much, whatever it's collagen or something that's in this actual glue. I think that would break it down. It's cooking it. It's going to weaken it too much. So I myself do it at a lower temperature. It's just a simmer. I don't know. I can measure, I guess. It's at 60 now, still climbing here quietly. $61. I think we're done with our heat. Let's just let it sit for a while here. Yeah, it's stabilized here about 65, 64, just jumped to 65. You see it? $65, $66. So let's let this sit for a minute while we start cutting the paper. Let's bring the camera back. Panning through the kitchen here, that's where we're going to do that in a minute. Let's keep panning. There's the new toilet. Far the distance, that's the printer's room at the back end. And these are our paper shelves on the left-hand side. I'm going to go grab some paper now. Are we still here? That's not my socks. My socks are in my back pocket. It's quite a warm morning here this morning. 12 sheets this morning. It's the Takenaga size from Iwanosa. Difficult to get. He doesn't want to make it. It's very difficult for them to make. Expensive paper. Costs us about, I forget, 25 bucks or something a sheet, somewhere around there. Okay, let's put the camera back now. That's where the camera will live for the rest of the session today. Bring the microphone back home. Okay, let's go get that soup. Here's where I trip over the video cable and spill the whole thing on the floor. You see, I got my hand in the way, eh? We're just straining it. Oh, what am I doing? Hang on a sec. My strainer sits in a bowl. I brought the bowl as well. Just the strainer, Dave. My mom must be laughing at this, watching me do cooking. When's the last time she saw me do any cooking? As in never. Actually, that's not true. I think my mother did see me do some cooking in the years when I was living alone with my two daughters. I was the main cook in the house. My mother visited us sometimes. So yeah, it's not totally unusual to see me at the stove. This is what was left over from the day before yesterday. We can't keep it too long. A couple of days is no problem, but there's no way we can keep it for a week or so. Too much danger of getting moldy or going off. It's glue. But from 2 days ago, no problem. Okay, you cover up and sit and settle for a bit, and I'm going to cut some paper. Seems okay, stream looks good. All right, you guys take care of yourselves here. I've got to cut some paper. And same as the other day, we're trying to maximize as much as possible the big paper. So we've got this large Takenaga sheet, I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm going to cut it in half first, or nearly half, because there's no way my brushes, even though we've made larger brushes, they're not big enough to do this whole sheet. And we can't do it bit by bit by bit by bit by bit by bit by bit, because the glue would just be too uneven. It's got to be a single pass. So I'm going to cut this into two pieces so I can do it as a single pass and a single pass. And then after that, we cut the paper up to the prints we need. So what I'm going to be having today is there's enough paper for 4 pairs of yokai prints, 1 pair of ukiyo-e heroes prints with the wide margin for making into a book, 3 sheet will become 3 portraits prints. Our Kanai-san is printing out portraits, and there will be 4 pieces left over that'll make Hagaki prints, postcard size prints like the owl or stuff like that. So it's quite complicated. We try and figure out this layout to feed our printers, keep each one in stock, and not waste any paper. Actually, that reminds me. There's something I meant to mention to the streamer. Hang on a second. I'll go get something from downstairs. When I did the same thing 2 days ago, we had a similar layout. We had yokai prints and Hagaki prints and heroes and whatever. And the yokai prints are a certain length, they're 300 centimeters, followed by Hagaki with 150 centimeters. But at the bottom of this, there's a little piece that gets left over that's no good to us. We try and minimize the wastage, but out of that large sheet that I did 2 days ago, we had this corner and that corner that I can't use. And the reason we can't use them is because the paper grain is running in this direction. And to make a print like this, we would have to rub this way and it would stretch too much. So I've got 26 of these left over from yesterday. And I'm going to have 24 left over from today. It's living National Treasure paper. Iwano-san's mulberry paper, it'll last 200 years. Perfectly sized. If any of you guys on the stream or the Acolyte page think of a project you have that could use some of these, write the camera and let him know. Yesterday, because we cut the sheet exactly in half yesterday, we were doing left and right the same. I could stack them all up and size them together. But now we've got two different dimensions here. We've got a narrower sheet and a wider sheet. So these have to be done separately. You can't lay them on top of each other because the ends get all messed up. So this board will do for that one. Won't do for the wider one. When we've got a board that's too wide, it's okay. We just put it on with one end and work with the brush to that end. It's okay. Okay, now there's no room for everything here, so we're right at the max of what I can do with this brush, you know. The last centimeter, I'm going to have to size this and then run the last centimeter a bit separate. This is not so good, but that's the max of our brush. Bit of tape there. What I found is that, you know, once we're running with this, we can just smooth it and smooth it and smooth it. Things don't slip, but quite often the first sheet, because there's nothing underneath it, it's a smooth surface. The first sheet, sometimes the paper will slide. If I hit it with the brush, I'm busy, I'm trying to hold things down and the paper will slide. So taping it, slightly taping it, the first sheet. And something I didn't talk about the other day when I was sizing here was my feet. I know I'm not, you know, a super muscular man here, and it's a question of pressure. And moving this thing across, we've got to start quickly, end slowly. We have to start at a low angle, end at a high angle. The idea is to try and get as size as equal as possible across the sheet. And I found that if I just stand here, plant my feet, and try and do this with my arm, I pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it. We get little, it stops like that at a couple of places. I try and imitate this. And those stopping places end up having too much size, and it's a stripe in the finished paper. So the ideal is it must go in one smooth motion right to the end. That's easy because it's dry, but once it's wet, it's sticky, 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 sticky. So what I'm doing, what I've learned to do is I'm on my right foot here. I start with my weight on my right foot. My left foot is just nothing. It's just loose in the air. I touch down, start to move over, transfer to my left foot, and now my right foot comes up. In other words, I'm trying to do this with my body instead of just my arm. Sometimes I succeed and sometimes I fail. Anyway, we'll see. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. I have a dry brush, so let's get it set. This is the old paper still. This is the old paper. This is production work. I can't fool around with a new paper every day. We can nibble at it here, nibble at it there. We can't ignore our normal production. We just have to go, 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 go. So all the experiments about this stuff is happening at the same time that we're doing real work. Okay, excuse me, interfere for a second here. Wipe off, wipe off. Okay, let's do this thing. How many drips I'm going to have on my keyboard. I've got a keyboard cover on here. So if I have a disaster, it's perhaps okay. I see someone's asking about the smell. There's basically no smell. It's a soft, this is not anything stinky. We mentioned this the other day. It's a light bone glue mix. There's a tint to it, but nothing disgusting. And if somebody was here and wouldn't know, they would think actually maybe that there's some soup there. I mean, literally, it doesn't smell. It just smells like warm water with a tint of something alive. I don't know. I'm not so bad at this today. It's coming out all right, even with the distraction. I wish I could have watched a video stream like this 30 years ago, you know. My God, this was all top secret stuff, you know. Craftsman never showed this, never talked about it. Wasn't that it was really supposed to be secret, it was just there was never any reason to talk about it or tell or show, you know. Any given workshop, their own apprentices learned how to do it in the workshop. There was no reason to try and teach anybody how to do it other than in the environment of your own workshop. So there was no access to this information, you know. I just was so frustrated years ago. I need you to tell me what it tastes like. No. This is not a reality TV show. Nor is it a Japanese TV show. I'm supposed to spoon it up and say, oishii, like I've done with the NHK programs. Eh? Oh, there you go. Too busy talking. You see what I stopped just to hesitate at the end there. Too busy talking. I didn't see it. The last stroke there, because can you see it? That dark stripe at the end. That's where the brush just paused, just for a split second. It's only your fault. Will that be visible in the finished prints? No. But do we try and minimize it? Yes. Yes, exactly. Someone's asking, my brush doesn't quite reach it, so I'm missing the last centimeter, so I'm just ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. That's part that will actually almost be offcuts. When we're finishing and cutting out our prints from this paper, we don't use the actual edge. So probably most of that's going to disappear, but I don't exactly know how much, so it doesn't quite reach. Someone's asking, do we make a brush that's large enough to do this whole sheet? That brush would have to be this wide. How much wider would that be? That would have to be like 3 of these instead of 2. It would have to be 3 of these. And I don't think I have the ability to dip a single brush and get it. You know, you imagine the size of this thing, right? It's the size of this sheet you're seeing here. So it's double the surface area of what you're seeing here. And I don't think, even if this brush was bigger, to make it with enough hair to be able to go the full extent of a sheet like this, that would be a staggering amount of liquid in there. Now, I've seen brushes somewhat bigger than this, but I don't know. I think that would be really, 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 really stretching it. How much liquid we can carry in one hold here without dumping it, and how far I could go to the end there. This already is pushing the limits of what I'm capable of doing. In the old days, there were craftsmen who did this for their whole lives. And they were pretty good at it, and I'm not touching that skill, so we'll stand by with what we've got here. If we were making prints that big, we would need a sheet of paper that big, we'd have to figure something out. Here's the last one of this size. Do this, then we'll flip the stack over and do the back. What are we going to print on this batch of paper? All sorts of stuff. As I mentioned, there'll be 2 Ukiyo heroes. It'll be the Dragon Ball print. There'll be 4 yokai pairs. I think it's 23 and 24, the telephone yokai. There'll be 4 postcard size prints. I don't know which job, just whatever's job is waiting next. And 3 portraits prints. And I think it's the Wolf Goddess is the one that's coming up next. I'm not sure. It'll be chopped up for many, many prints. Okay, let's flip it over. Do the back side now. As I mentioned when we did this 2 days ago, it's the other way around. On the back side, but I didn't flip that way, I flipped this way. So what was the head before is now going to be the tail. So I'm going to start at the other end, this here. What's asking, how was my day? What are you talking about? It's 8:41 in the morning. I've only been at this for about 3 hours here this morning. Okay, backside, let's go. Backside doesn't get quite as much because the paper already has quite a lot of bit of it. Quite a lot of moisture in here. We'll knock off a bit more. Here we go. Someone were to commission a set from us, impossible. We're busy. We can't even think about taking on outside work right now. I'm sorry, you know. We would love to be at that stage where our craftsmen, we were so caught up with the work we could take on outside work, but it's impossible right now. Whether it will ever be possible or not, I don't know. We would love to have that. Put up a sign, please send us your designs, we'll quote you a price and we'll go ahead and make it. But to be able to do that, we would need a stable of craftsmen here who were doing our own jobs and then who had more time. And we're years away from that stage. I'm sorry, you know. Dave, when will I get a haircut? I'm overdue. The lady who cuts my hair is in Ome. My Ome workshop, there's 2 doors down, there's a little lady who's got a thing in her own house where she cuts hair. She's been doing mine for a long time. And I just haven't been to Ome. And this next Tuesday, I'm not getting out there either. I'm going to be sewing books this next Tuesday. So I don't know, my hair is just going to get out of control here. I've got to find plan B, somebody else here in Tokyo to cut it. Not like I care, but yeah. All-nighter, somebody's talking about this, yeah, like I'm a night owl, right? Is that the joke? I haven't seen what you're writing here. This guy doesn't do all-nighters anymore, he can't. Okay, a bit too much there. It's a bit of a pond, it's disappearing, soaked in. We don't want what we call ike, pond. And if I left water standing here, it spoils the next one. So I used a bit too much there. Do I wear socks today? Leave me alone, guys. No, I don't have socks on. They're in my back pocket. Don't get me in trouble. It's a warm spring day. It's, what is it here? 16 degrees in the shop here. The cherry blossom outside the shop, the cherry outside the shop is blossoming the last couple of days, the cherry tree. I think Cameron's going to post about it. It's Sunday, he's off today. But when Cameron's back tomorrow, he's going to post about the cherry tree that's blossoming. It's a beautiful day. I don't need socks, so leave me alone. Good, smooth, smooth, smooth. I think I saw a question or someone's asking, why don't the paper makers do this? They can't and they won't and they don't. It's just not their job. It's a different, totally different step. It's like asking why the paper makers don't do the carving. They make the paper. Different people use the paper for different projects that would need different sizing. It's totally not their job. I'm sizing here with a specific mix because today's a specific temperature, because there's a humidity in the air, because we know what prints we're going to make from it. The sizing has to be done at or near the point of printing production. The sizing can't be done at the point of paper production. It's too separated. This is coming up nicely today. Really, really quite smooth. John Becker's here. Good morning, sir. Oban prints. Oh. Don't talk to me about scary things. I don't know, John. No idea. I know. Given that we're struggling so much just to keep our production at what we're doing now, I can't imagine ratcheting up the pressure to such a project like that, you know. The other workshops downtown are doing it because that's their tradition. They make those other pop culture prints that they're doing these days. They're working in Oban. But not here, I don't think. It's much, much, much more difficult. The wastage for us would be much higher. The girls here just don't have the capability, you know. If I had a couple of young boys here, experienced young boy printers, we could think about taking on such things. But the kind of printing experience we have here at the moment, it would just be hugely difficult. Okay. Oops. Okay, the brush is going to go back. This is glue mixture. This is hot water, just sitting. I put the brush at the moment in hot water because if I leave it out, if I just left the brush sitting here, of course, it's going to go rock hard in a few minutes with glue. So the brush is going to rest for a few minutes inside the hot water. The glue can just sit and do its thing and cook for a while. And I now have to hang this paper up. And then I've got to start the next batch. I'm halfway through. I've got another 12 sheets here to do. But I've got to hang this, and the camera's here, and I'm over there. How are we going to do this? What we did yesterday, when Cameron was here a couple of days ago, we stopped the stream, we moved all the gear over to the next room and restarted the stream. But I'm coming back here to do this. I can't let this sit for too long. It's kind of warm today. I think I'm okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's let it sit here. I think I can get away with this. Let's try this. I think I should hang it. You know, I think, guys, I'm just sorry. I can't spoil this paper. I can't move all the gear. Just whatever. I'm going to take this to the other room. I'm going to hang it up. It's going to take me, it's 12 sheets. So it's going to take me about, whatever, 12 minutes. I'll just leave this thing running here. I'll go hang it up there and I'll be back to do the other half. You can play as you wish or whatever. I just got to go and get this done. I'll be back soon. Maybe what I should do, can I do that? If I point the camera, I'll point the camera through so you can see that I'm over there doing something, but I just can't move the whole setup here. Let's do that. Let's point it through. I'll zoom it in, telly in as far as I can. Away we go. I'll be back in about 10 or 12 minutes. Let's do this. You guys been good? Okay, let's do the next. This is the other half. They're slightly smaller than that one. We don't have the problem of being able to get to the end. In fact, the other way around. The brush is going to be a bit too wide, so we'll let it poke off the front here. What's the time? 9 o'clock. Oh, I'm in trouble now. Shit. There's a big party at 10 o'clock with a group from a country that doesn't speak English very well. So it's me and Kawai-san today. But his English is okay for people who speak English. But for people who come to do a party whose language is not English, it needs a native speaker to be the host for that party. So, okay, this was hot water. It's been sitting in hot water. Back into the glue, and of course we got to make sure it's full of glue and not water. We're talking about England and stuff like that. I come from England. My mother's here. She can tell you where I come from and all that kind of stuff. I spent 5 years in England, and then 30 years in Canada, and now 30 odd years in Japan. This is my home now. Absolutely, this is my home. I'm here till the end. This is where I'm at. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. So you see, I have extra room at the front here. I'm going to make it fit exactly at the back. Nice. Having it a bit narrow, it's less area, it's a bit easier to control. The bigger it gets, far more difficult to control. What's this? Canada County, still asking. Canada, I lived all over the place. We've lived in Edmonton, Winnipeg, Vancouver, Toronto. There's not many places in Canada I haven't been to as part of the business and work I did. Lived in 4 or 5 different cities. My family at the moment is in Vancouver over there, most of my family. Looking good, looking good. Missed the touchdown zone there, so let's fill it in. Should we put the camera into the glue? I mean, not put the camera into the glue. I mean, should we try? Hang on a sec. Let me try getting a bit of a different angle here. I've got to be able to stand here as well, so I'm not sure. Let's try. But I'm not sure if this is going to work because I've got to be able to get myself in there. Let's try. I might bump things here. Let's see. Fluff up the hair. Bang it off. Wipe it off. Wipe off the end. Tilt the hairs. The hairs are double tilted down. So the hairs are all tilted down. Oh, did I put a piece of paper on? Yeah. So that tilt, now the hair is flat, because I've been scraping on the paper, but tilting the hair down. I'll leave it here so I can do one more. Hang on. This took me ages to figure this out. You dip, we're fluffing up the hair now. It's picking up as much liquid as it can. Knock it off, pull off on the edge, a little bit more off that tip. Tilt it over. So the hairs are all tilted southwards. That's good. Let me get in here. Fluff it up. Knock off. Wipe. Tilt. And away we go. Are you getting it here? Circular motion before the stroke. I don't know. I don't understand what you mean. Circular motion before the stroke. Do I do something? I'm not quite sure what you're asking. I'm sorry. Circular motion here. We're fluffing up the hair. Wipe it off. Off. Turn it sideways. Ah, I know what you mean. You mean here. I'm just getting ready for landing. I don't know, this is an airplane coming in. Are you ready? Let's go. I don't know. Just trying to get my nerve up ready to hit this thing. It's really critical. If I go too slowly, it dumps a lot. If I go too fast, there's not enough. Now I'm going to be self-conscious about that. Probably bugger up the next one. Yeah, I can't think what to do now. You're overthinking too much, you know. Bit light, eh? People, you talk about the MacBook. I'm not dripping. You know, I know what I'm doing here. I wipe off the liquid. There's nothing in the brush now. It's not dripping at all. I'm not worried about the computer. Having said that, I'll probably drip on it with the next one. But the keyboard is covered. We talked about this before. I have a keyboard cover. Now, someone's asking about what's in the soup. I really don't know. I know it's cow and or horse and or various animal parts. It's skins, bones, collagen. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's a single animal or a mix of animals. It's a traditional mix, which just whatever. We take it from the supplier as it is. It's been done the same way for X numbers of years. And I don't know. Whether I should be investigating that or not, I don't know. It's just enough on our plate. Okay, last sheet here. Good, nice smooth. Okay, the brush now goes back in the hot water. This gets covered. The leftover mix now is going to go back into a big PET bottle. And if I will do another sizing batch in the next couple of days, we'll be using that. That'll get recycled and used in. If the next sizing batch isn't for 6 or 7 days, or if this was the summer, no recycling. What's left over just goes in the bin. We just dump it. It's too big of a risk of going moldy. So here in the winter, we can hang on to it for a couple of days and use it, but in the summer, not at all. It's same day only for the summer. Horse, it could be horse. I don't know. I'm sorry. I really don't know. Okay, you know what I'm going to do now? This has to go in the next room to get hung up, so we'll do the same thing. But I'm really done. Should I just sign off now, or should I leave the camera? Let's leave it. I'll put it back so you can watch me hang it up, if you want. And then I'll come back here and sign off. It's quite light in there, but compared to this room. Okay, there we go. I'll go and hang stuff up now. I'll hang up those sheets, and I'll be back in a minute here to sign off and say goodbye. The shop is so cluttered. Hey, it's a factory. This is a factory. Okay, there we go. We're done. Anybody still here? No idea. Okay, I'm off. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you very much. Morning's work is done. I'm not quite sure what will be happening tomorrow. I don't have a clue actually what will be happening tomorrow. It's Monday. I've got tons of big jobs to do. Stuff that I can do easily on a stream, I'm not sure. Tuesday will be the off day when I'll be finishing finally the Ukiyo Heroes books will be finished on Tuesday. Somebody sounds like the toilet is running. It's air conditioners from outside across the street. It's a constant buzz, buzz, buzz coming in here. There's the doorbell. Kawaii-san's here. We got to get set up. We got to go. I'll be here tomorrow, I guess. I'm not sure what I'll be doing. Maybe I'll be finishing up that little funny test printing on those little prints. I don't know. No idea. I'm out of here. Thanks very much, guys. If I've missed questions, sorry. I'll try and get back to some of them later. There we go. Look at that. An empty, dirty room. Let's finish off. Put the camera back on something else to finish off. Twitch wants the final frame as the thing that it keeps. So what should we look at? I'll tell you what, let's end with a view of the soup. Soup and a Mac, let's do that. Would you like some soup with your Mac? Okay, that'll be what Twitch keeps as the final frame of this stream. Okay, guys. Thanks very much, and bye for now. Click the button that says